Hey everyone, this is Mary on the Great Light Rising channel, and today we're talking about all the solar activity that's gone on and all the aurora activity that's been happening in our skies and what that means in the midst of our spiritual awakening journey. Perhaps you've been lucky enough to see the auroras in your skies in recent days and months. The aurora appears at the poles, both in the northern and southern skies. It's created when charged particles are released from the sun and stream toward Earth on the solar wind. The particles collide with the ionosphere. The ionosphere is the upper layer of Earth's atmosphere, which is filled with electrically charged gases and atoms, namely oxygen and nitrogen. And as these atoms release their excess energy, they emit shimmering waves of color, greens, pinks, purples, blues, you might even see reds, that ripple and dance across the night sky, always moving, like graceful curtains blowing in an open window. Recently, the activity from the sun has been so strong that the aurora has been visible in lower latitudes. And that's been captivating us because we've been seeing the aurora in places where we're not supposed to see it, in southern locations where it's not supposed to be visible. So what's going on? Well, in fact, this solar activity is not that unusual. We simply have heightened awareness of all things energetic these days. And so the activity's always been there, actually, since ancient times. We just haven't been paying attention. The sun has seasons just like Earth. The sun's seasons are called solar minimum and solar maximum, and they occur in an 11-year cycle. So at the bottom of the cycle, the sun is at solar minimum. That's a period of very low activity. And 11 years later, it'll be at solar minimum again. But in between, approximately 5.5 years from solar minimum, it hits solar maximum, and that's a period of heightened energetic activity. And so that's where we appear to be right now. Actually, by the time you hear this, we might actually be moving out of it just a little bit, but there'll still be a lot of activity over the next year or two until we head towards solar minimum again. So according to NASA and NOAA, so NASA are the space people and NOAA are the weather people, the current solar cycle, known as Solar Cycle 25, officially began in December of 2019. So that would have been solar minimum, with activity gradually increasing since then. We're currently experiencing the solar maximum of cycle 25, and that's expected to peak between 2024 and 2026. So in other words, right now. This aligns perfectly with the strong auroras, the geomagnetic storms, and heightened solar energy that we've been witnessing. Modern scientists have been tracking solar cycles since the mid-1800s. While this solar cycle is particularly active, it might surprise you to know it's not the most active solar cycle recorded since tracking began. What's more, by contrast, the last cycle, Solar Cycle 24, was a very quiet cycle, so on the surface it looks like things are heating up electrically, so to speak, but just as some winters are worse than others and some summers are especially hot and dry, so some sun cycles are especially active. What we are passing through is a normal sun cycle, so there is no need for concern or excitement. It's just a little bit more active than usual. There's no need to get caught up in the hype that's going on around the auroras. Instead, enjoy them if you see them, but stay grounded. I'll talk a little bit more about getting grounded later. Let's talk about the solar pole reversal. So to make things more complicated, scientists have observed that with every sun cycle, the sun's magnetic poles flip or reverse, exerting an influence on Earth. So the sun's north pole becomes its south pole, and the south pole becomes its north pole. It takes about a year for that to happen. During this time, there can be an increase in space weather effects on Earth. That means we'll get more geomagnetic storms, more charged particles interacting with Earth's magnetosphere. That means more frequent auroras and auroras at lower latitudes, disruptions to satellite communication systems and power grids. So if you've noticed your cell phone's signal dropping more than usual, or losing signal where you normally have signal, things of that kind, or your computer going crazy, that's all part of the geomagnetic storming and all part of the increased solar activity. It's 100% completely normal during solar max. And it can happen at any time, but it's more noticeable during solar max. Arguably, solar pole reversal can also influence earthquakes, storms, hurricanes, tornado activity, and volcanic eruptions. During the current solar cycle, the pole flip had the most intense effects between August of 2024 and July of 2025. So we can actually breathe a sigh of relief right now because the reversal is over for at least another 11 years, and going forward, things will start to quiet down a bit. As I said, the solar pole reversal is completely normal, and while we've only been technically equipped to observe it in the last few hundred years, scientists agree that it's always been happening, and it's therefore completely normal and nothing to worry about. When the sun's activity is intense, I notice that Bluetooth and Wi-Fi in particular are especially susceptible. If your phone keeps cutting out, dropping calls, or doesn't deliver text messages, or if your computer is acting up and dropping the Wi-Fi, before you blame your internet provider or your cell phone carrier, check in with the solar weather forecast to see how active the sun is. Same thing with your streaming channels dropping the feed, and also sometimes with your garage door opener or anything that works from a remote control, because it's all susceptible to electromagnetic frequency disruption. If you've been lucky enough to see the auroras, you might notice that they are in perpetual motion. This is because the solar wind is never still. It ebbs and flows like breath, interacting dynamically with Earth's magnetic field, almost like a conversation between celestial bodies. The result is a living, pulsing light show, a visible reminder that energy itself is movement and transformation in action. While the aurora displays are beautiful to behold, they are also reminders of something much larger unfolding, both in our solar system and within the collective consciousness of humanity. The auroras are like a collision of the sun's electromagnetic pulses colliding with Earth's aura, its magnetosphere. But as humans, we too have an auric field, a subtle electromagnetic field that surrounds us, and, like the aurora, we, are in a constant state of flux. And just like Earth's magnetosphere, the solar winds affect us too. The human aura is electromagnetic. The auric colors are frequencies in a part of the light spectrum not normally visible to the human eye, but they can be witnessed using special equipment. Some people have the gift of being able to see them. The colors in our aura ebb and flow with our moods, our health, and in response to the energies that surround us. For example, when we're in nature, our auric field expands and lights up with beautiful colors, reflecting the colors of nature, greens and blues, and our own conscious expansion, pinks and purples. When we're in a crowded room, and perhaps among people that make us feel uncomfortable or insecure, our auric field contracts, becoming small. When we're depressed or worried, the colors become darker. Each emotion we experience releases its own biochemical signature. These subtle messengers ripple through our biofield just as solar winds ripple through Earth's magnetic shield. Our aura shimmers and shifts accordingly, expanding in love and coherence, and contracting in fear or resistance. In the same way that Earth is affected by the solar winds, so we too, as electromagnetic beings, are impacted by the same solar winds. This can be felt in subtle ways as an unexplained changing mood, feeling suddenly clumsy or having an unexpected lapse of concentration that leads to an injury or accident. We've all had those moments, haven't we? Sometimes we feel spacey or ungrounded. lacking our center and feeling out of sorts in ways we just can't explain and don't understand. Nothing specific is wrong, we just feel off. We can also experience feelings of joy or exhilaration that seem to come out of nowhere or for no reason. Sometimes we just feel uplifted, lighter, and heady in a good way. People talk of the light codes streaming into the planet, awakening humanity. Some of these light codes are indeed coming from the sun and helping to refine us as we journey towards the light on our spiritual awakening. We are being refined by light. It's not just the current energies of solar max that are affecting us. Our solar system has entered a region of the galaxy rich in heightened cosmic ray activity. This influx of cosmic energy has been steadily increasing for years, feeding the great awakening that so many of us have felt stirring within and around us. These are not random events. They are part of a greater cosmic rhythm, a divine plan, guiding us, humanity, through the birthing pains of a new era, the dawning of the golden age that so many people are talking about. But these light rays, these cosmic rays, this increase in solar activity is what is actually making it happen. If you like, it's the science behind the Great Awakening, the science behind the spiritual awakening. We are being refined by light individually and collectively. The solar activity, cosmic influx, and human awakening are all facets of the same divine orchestration. It's all part of the same thing. As we learn to ground and align, we discover that the storm is not something to fear, but a wave to ride, one that is carrying us home to our higher selves and into a more luminous world, a more enlightened world, a lighter energy, the golden age. Incidentally, that's what this channel is all about, navigating the Great Awakening and answering the questions you have about how spiritual and metaphysical things work. If you're interested in this material, please like and subscribe and consider sharing this episode with someone you think might be interested. That really helps me a lot, and it also helps other people who are struggling to understand what is going on. We are here to be the light. We are here to awaken and to be the awakened ones. As with all evolutionary processes, though, there is polarity. The same energies that activate higher consciousness also stir the shadowy aspects of humanity to the surface, like stirring up the muddy soup and bringing all that junk up to the top. On the world stage, we see this as turmoil, unrest, and the collapse of old systems that no longer align with our truth or integrity. What we are witnessing is not actually chaos without meaning. It is chaos, but it's transformation in motion. The dismantling of outdated structures to make room for what is to come. A lot of young people and even a lot of older people who are newly awakened are wrestling with this. Why is it so difficult to be here right now? It is the old structures crumbling, and the new structures are emerging, but they are not yet fully functional. We are here to create them. So amidst these intensifying frequencies, and while all the madness in the political and global arena is going on, and while everyone is focused on drama, clickbait headlines, and scaremongering to generate views, it can be very hard to stay grounded. This is where your Earth Star chakra comes in. Your Earth Star chakra is located beneath your feet. We'll talk about that in just a minute. When we consciously connect with our Earth Star chakra, we strengthen our ability to stay balanced and centered, no matter what energies are swirling around us. We become conduits, able to receive the higher frequencies pouring in from the cosmos while remaining deeply rooted in the nourishing stability of the Earth. The Earth Star chakra is our connection to Gaia, to Mother Earth. It's located beneath the soles of our feet, about 6 to 12 inches below our body. Sometimes it's tucked between the ankles due to stress, concrete pavements, or rubber-soled shoes, but it prefers to be released into the earth, where it anchors us in the healing energies of Mother Earth. The Earth Star chakra anchors us to the crystalline core of the Earth and harmonizes our energy with the Schumann resonance, Earth's natural heartbeat. When you activate and connect to the Earth with your Earth Star chakra, you create a powerful energetic conduit, a bridge between heaven and earth, allowing cosmic frequencies to move through you smoothly and without overwhelm. If any of you are familiar with the Reiki symbol, Reiki means universal life force energy, and when you look at this symbol, you see the connection to the heavens, you see the grounding or the earth, and in the middle you see the symbol for mind, body, spirit. That's you, that's us. We are conduits to connect the earthly energies to the cosmic energies and the cosmic energies to the earthly energies, as though we are a grounding rod or a lightning rod, able to channel higher frequencies down into earth. This is actually how Reiki works, when Reiki practitioners and Reiki masters channel universal life force energy into people lying on the Reiki table. The frequencies enter the crown chakra at the top of your head, flowing through your primary chakras, down through the spine, and finding their way to ground through your root chakra into your Earth Star chakra, and from there deep into Mother Earth. While Reiki practitioners are trained to give Reiki to other people, all of us are channeling these energies, whether we realize it or not, especially when we consciously connect with nature. This is a reciprocal loving service we can do for Gaia, and Gaia does for us. It's deeply grounding and allows us to process and stabilize the cosmic blasts from auroral activity and space weather. It's deeply nurturing to connect with the nurturing energy of Gaia from her core. We're going to talk now about some simple grounding techniques for stability and flow, because if you are feeling in overwhelm, if you're feeling caught up in the chaos, take time out, take 5 minutes to ground and stabilize. I do actually have a video, a 5-minute grounding video, which I will post in the description below that you can do. Meanwhile, I'll just walk you through some other ways that you can ground with the earth and stabilize your energies. So the first, which most people already know, is walking barefoot on the grass, sand, or soil. This allows the Earth Star chakra to slip down into the earth and fulfill its purpose of grounding us through the Gaia connection. Another good one is gardening, cultivating plants, herbs, flowers, or vegetables. Even on a small scale, caring for a beautiful flowering plant or a simple herb in a pot on the windowsill can be satisfying and joyful while connecting us to the energy of Mother Nature. Sitting or lying down beneath a tree helps us connect deeply with nature, allowing us to breathe with the rhythm of the earth. The indigenous of North and South America knew how to do this, and our animals know how to do this. Oftentimes when an animal is sick, it will want to go outside and lie down on the earth, sometimes in a sunny location, feeling the sunlight on its body and connecting with the rhythm of the earth. You don't know it's doing this, you just think it's lying down in the soft green grass. But that's actually, if your pet goes outside sometimes and just wants some quiet moments lying down outside, that might be what it's doing. Animals, after all, know much better than humans how to be completely zen and in the moment. Another way is visualizing golden light streaming from your feet deep into the Earth's crystalline core, allowing us to become a conduit for cosmic frequencies, integrating cosmic light with earthly energy. We can also use grounding crystals such as hematite, smoky quartz, or black tourmaline. All of these will help us ground. There are many others. One of my favorites is bronzite. Bronzite, containing magnesium and silica, these are two of the elements that are also found in high percentage in Earth's core, in Earth's crust. When we connect with Earth, and hold a piece of bronzite, we are really amplifying that connection energy. That's why I love that particular stone so much for grounding. Another way to connect to the earth is through the Schumann resonance. The Schumann resonance, which is approximately 7.3 hertz and rises above that number in periods of high solar activity or high consciousness activity going on in the collective consciousness. You may have heard about how the Earth's Schumann resonance keeps rising. That's a sign of spiritual awakening. Anyway, you can sit in silence and tune in through your intuition to the gentle and deep healing harmonics of Earth, the Schumann resonance. Even though you can't hear them with your ears because human ears can't tune in to those lower frequencies, you can still know that they're acting with you and learn to sense or feel them pulsing through your body, through your connection to Earth, through your third eye. Binaural beats are often tuned to Earth's frequencies. Listening through headphones to binaural frequencies can be especially soothing. If you're not familiar with binaural beats, I have a whole video on that, and I'll link that in the description below too. In that video, I explain what binaural beats are, how they work, and why it's so soothing to us, why it's so important to us to be able to connect and relax through binaural beats. They tune you directly into Earth's frequencies. So the key then is to flow with the energies around us, even when they're chaotic, rather than resist them. Resistance creates inner friction. When we acknowledge and accept them and allow ourselves to flow with them, then we open the path to a deeper integration, peace, and clarity with the earth and within ourselves. So that's all I wanted to tell you in this episode. I hope this helps to keep you grounded through the hype, the drama, and the intensity of the energies that are happening all around us. If you would like to do a 5-minute guided meditation, you can find that in the description. If you think you might enjoy a Reiki session for deep relaxation and stress relief, or if you're interested in learning Reiki, you can visit my website where you can learn more, look at my class times, or book a session. Reiki classes and Reiki sessions can be given both remotely and in person. And if you have enjoyed this video, please give me a thumbs up, like and share. Deeply appreciated. Walk in the light, my friend, and stay grounded.